Good evening. Welcome to God First Christ Gang Media News. Welcome to God First Christ Gang Media News. I'm your host, Brian Taylor Bridges. Welcome to God First Christ Gang Media News, y'all. Come on in for a brief moment. Happy, blessed Throwback Thursday, you all. Good evening, man. Hope you all had a good day. Was able to get a few things done. I want to go in tonight on behalf of Savannah, you all. On behalf of Savannah Garzino. On behalf of Savannah Garzino, you all. She was killed in California, senselessly, you all. But her father in this situation had just killed her mother, you all. Now, mind you, the young lady was under an Amber Alert, and she was only 15 years old, you all. Sincere condolences go out to her and her family, the family of the mother, you all, as well. This again was a very sad case because in this particular case there was no sign of domestic violence, you all. I said that there was absolutely no signs of domestic violence, but they were absolutely going through something in their marriage, and they had seemed to be separated at this particular time, you all, and was actually going through a divorce. Now, in this particular time that they were going through a divorce, the daughter had kept one of the children, and the father had proceeded to keep the oldest child, which was in possibly the best situation as far as his living conditions were concerned, you all. I said as far as his living conditions were concerned. But like I said, my main objective tonight, you all, was to talk about the police department and how they absolutely dropped the ball in this case, you all. I said that they absolutely dropped the ball with this trigger-happy gun playing they be doing out there, you all. And like I said, this is a very sad situation. And again, condolences to Lil Savannah, you all, because she was 16 years old. And mind you, that despite of the problems that her mother and her father was having, you all, she was absolutely innocent in this whole situation. She was absolutely a bystander, you all, a child, 15 years old, and wasn't calling no shots in this particular situation, you all. It was not her fault that her and her mother, that her father and her mother was actually going through a divorce, you all. I said it was not this little girl's fault that the parents were not getting along, you all. Like I said before, I get off into this particular news article, you all, I want to read this and also share a clip with you all while we further discuss the senseless actions of the San Bernardino County Police Department, you all. I said that the San Bernardino County Police Department, and this happened at Hesperia, California, you all, and that's Hesperia. That's Hesperia, California, you all. Like I said again, before I go off into this, I'd like to read my copyright disclaimer. Copyright disclaimer under Title 17, USC, Sections 107. Allowance is made for fair uses for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarships, and research. Fair use is permitted by the copyright statute and might otherwise be infringed. Non-profit, educational, and personal use tips to balance in favor of fair use, you all. Tips to balance in favor of fair use. And like I said, you all, this particular situation is very sad, you all, because again, it was not her fault. None of this whole ordeal was her fault. She was not the driver, and she was absolutely afraid, you all. I said the little girl was afraid, and I'm sure when she died, she was crying, you all. I'm more than sure that this girl was crying, frightened, all out of her mind, you all, because never had she had been in a situation like this. This was not a bad girl, and this was not her fault, you all. It said 15-year-old girl was killed in Hesperia shootout had been staying with her father before the slaying, you all. So in this particular situation, this girl, like I said, you all had been living with her father. So it said the man was accused of killing his estranged wife in Fontana and abducting their 15-year-old daughter, had been living with the teenager out of his pickup truck in hotels for weeks, you all. So for weeks, like I said, they had been going through a separation. They had possibly been separated for possibly a month, you all. Could be a little over a month. But however, it was just a few weeks, you all. It was just more than a few weeks. Like I said, that he had been taking care of his daughter to the best of his ability. Now, I'm not sure what had transpired within this time, but I'm sure that he was up under a lot of pressure, you all. But that is no right to take the life of his wife as well, you all. So I'm not coming on here to condone this man's actions at all by far. You know, like I said, my main objective is not even that he had done the act that he has done, which was very senseless, you all. And you know, has not only paid for that with his life itself, you all. It was instant karma, and I'm pretty sure that you know, he would have to pay the price in the hereafter. I said that the man would definitely have to pay the price in the hereafter. But needless to say, you all, it said a man who was accused of killing his estranged wife in Fontana and abducting their 15-year-old daughter has been living with the teenager out of his pickup truck in hotels for weeks before the violence, authorities said on Wednesday. It said authorities said Anthony John Grazzino, you all, excuse me, and his daughter Savannah Grazzino were killed Tuesday in a shootout with the law enforcement on the highway in the high desert after 45-mile chase, you all. So they had particularly chased these people 45 miles, you all. It said the girl was wearing a tactical helmet and military-style vest that can hold armor plates. It said ran toward deputies amid and hail of gunfire. Authorities said investigating whether she was shot by the deputies or her father, you all. And absolutely, her father did not shoot her, you all. I said the father did not shoot his child, you all. For what reason would he have done that? You know, like I said, him and his wife had gotten into this similar altercation, the altercation that led to her death, you all. He had to go and pick his child up. Reading along, it said, while many questions remain regarding Tuesday's gun battle, police in Fontana, where Grazzino's wife, 45-year-old Tracy Martinez, and condolences to Ms. Martinez and her family as well, was killed on Monday. It said offered some details about the family's life before the bloodshed erupted this week, you all. It said Grazzino, 45, had moved out of his family's home a month or two before the mother was killed. As the couples went through a divorce, Fontana Police Sergeant Christian Sargent told the Associated Press and confirmed that ABC 7-year-old Savannah Grazzino left her father, you all. It said while her younger brother stayed with the mother. So, like I said, one of the child, he took one and she took one, you all, while they was working out their differences, whatever had been going on. Like I said, we do not actually know that because there was never, he had never abused this woman prior to these altercations, you all. It said police issued an Amber Alert. Now, this was my whole concern. Good evening, Jude Bean. Hey, baby. And it said this was my whole concern. It said police issued an Amber Alert. See, that's my whole concern. When an Amber Alert is issued, then it's all, you know, everything on deck. We are doing everything that we have to do for the life of the child, you all, because again, this was a victim, a 15-year-old girl, you all. They said police issued the Amber Alert after Martinez killing, saying Savannah Grisino had been abducted by her father. Detectives are trying to determine whether or not she was coerced into leaving Fontana, you all. So, they under the impression that she was coerced, but whether she was coerced or not, she was not an adult. She was not making an adult decision. She made a decision as a frayed child, you all. I said it as a frayed child and not as an adult, you all. This was the whole reason for the Amber Alert. We don't send Amber Alerts out on grown people. I said it. We do not send Amber Alerts out on grown people. So here it said, did she go willingly, the sergeant said, or was she actually abducted? We haven't been able to prove this just yet, you all. But whether, like I said, whether they can prove it or not, she respected her father enough, seeing that he was afraid in a hysterical moment and done what she was supposed to do. Leave, respect the commands of her father, which she did, you all. And like I said, in this situation, it absolutely cost the little girl her life, you all. But like I said, where do we draw the line? I mean, when children are abducted, do we just blow up the child? I mean, do we just blow up the child and the person who abducted her? If they was barricaded in, take for example the Evaldes school shooting, you all. When you have an active shooter, I mean, do we just throw bombs, grenades up in the window and blow up all the kids when the kids are actually apprehended or abducted or being held against their will, you all? These are some things that is quite pleasant to me about this whole situation, you all. And, before they went to firing, the car had absolutely broken down. So either they had spiked it with some spike strips, but it was in no driving position. So what happened to all the military equipment they got? What happened to the drones and the robots? I mean, what happened to trying to secure the victim, you all? I said, what happened to trying to secure the little girl that was victimized, you all? Because like I said, she was absolutely a victim and a child in this whole circumstances, you all. Finish reading along. It said Fontana police had not received any reports of domestic violence at the home before the slaying. It said Sergeant said the child services had not been involved with the family at all. No child services called, nothing to their house. It said neither parent was on probation or parole. See, that was one of the first things that they looked for, to see if this man had been a criminal, had been a convict, or what, you all. But in this situation, this man had not been on probation or parole, and neither did the mother, you all. So like I said, these are some strange actions, some of the things that's just occurring when people are just snapping, you all. Like I said, man, there's some demon spirits out there, but then that's for another story. They said neither parent was on probation or parole at the time of the investigation. Believed Savannah was being held in a high school while she had lived with her father, to whom police said he had liked to camp out in the desert and mountains in his pickup. So what? A lot of people like to camp out in their vehicles and so forth and so on. Campers and RVs, and they like to go camping. It's a nice thing to do when you can do it in the proper manner and actually enjoy yourself. Get your little fishing in or whatever you need to do, you all. But I'm pretty sure that at some of these times he was killing 2-3 birds with a stone and also saving a little money if they can catch a good camp out site, But that's neither here or there. It said witnesses said Martinez was walking in Fontana and Grisino pickup her in his pickup truck, said the sergeant, you all. It said it was near whether she was forced into the vehicle or got into it on her own. Again, it said Sergeant was not clear whether she was forced into the vehicle or got into it on her own, because the witnesses said that they saw Martinez, which was the wife, you all, get to his pickup on her own, as they perceived to be willingly, you all. It said, and immediately there was then a started arguing and yelling, and the domestic violence was occurring, he said. He said Martinez got out the truck potentially to escape, you all. Guzino opened fire on her with the gun in his handgun, you all, striking her multiple times, Sergeant said. It said the shooting on the street near the elementary school during the morning dropped off forced students and parents to duck for cover, you know. So I guess it was particularly pretty much in some kind of school district, you all. It said the man just came down the street shooting. He started shooting in that direction. Neighborhood residents, Andy Davis said at the ABC7. It said hit those trees across the street. They saw the bullets were skipping off the street, and the woman was trying to run for her life. Unfortunately, she was hit. Once she was hit, I guess he shot at her a few times more, you all. So once he had hit her, I guess she fell, you all, and boom. I guess he just went on fence to lay out. Yeah, she was 15, Jubin. Yep, she was 15. Exactly. Excuse me, you all. It said Guzino decides, it said the scene, and they drove to get Savannah, who had been somewhere else at the time, likely wherever they had been staying that day, Sergeant said. The son was at the family's house at the time and was not involved. The next day, the 911 caller reported seeing the suspect in a Nissan found near around Barstow, you all. It said that located the pickup truck and cased it. So they had particularly seen the pickup truck, you all. So they proceeded to follow the truck. So they had already cased it out and saw that it was two people in there, you all. But they never gave consideration to actually get her out, as though she was some kind of adult making some kind of grown-up decisions, you all. I'm pretty sure she was absolutely frightened and just not only afraid for her life, but the life of her father, you all. I said that she was mostly concerned with the life of her father and if he was going to get in trouble or be harmed, you all. Because like I said, what he done, I'm not excusing what he done. By far, his actions was more than stupidity, you all. Like I said, I don't know what caused the man to snap, but my concern was not that he snapped, or, you know, or that anybody snapped, you all, besides this police department who made a very careless decision to save the lives of a child. You know, they are here to protect and serve, and, you know, again, they absolutely dropped the ball on the Amber Alert. So, I mean, we have to think if one of our children get possibly abducted, they are so gung-ho that they may kill our children in the process. I said it, just trying to get them a gold star or a badge or a couple of weeks off, you all. This was particularly hurting to me, that she is a 15-year-old child, you all, and they failed to save her life. They failed to save her, you all. And then they want to blame, and this was particularly crazy to me about the police department, that they want to blame everybody else for their actions. They want to blame everybody else for their actions, you all. And this, in one of these states, they just fired at least 50 police officers, you all, because they failed to pass an IQ test, you all. IQ test that determine whether they should be on the streets or not. This is one of the stories that I should have covered as well. It said the pickup truck had became disabled on the shoulder of the highway in Esperanza, and the firefight ensued. A dozen bullets flying, and Savannah ran toward the deputies, who did not realize it was her. In the chaos, went and down and amid the gunfire. She was taken to the hospital, where she was pronounced dead shortly before noon, you all. It said her father had been found in the driver's seat and pronounced dead on the scene. Well, absolutely so, you all. He was like, he is not going to jail, and, by any means necessary. He wanted to hold court in the street. He had the right to lose his own life if that's what he chose to do, you all. But what about the life of Savannah? This is why I'm particularly here, you all. It said, although the only weapon was found was a rifle in the truck that Garzino had, you all. The detective said it was possible that the daughter was also firing. If she was firing way back down the street. And what that had to do with her trying to free herself, you all, because she was absolutely running away from bullets. I mean, how could she have laid down the duck down in the seats, you all? I mean, if they are taking incoming fire, I mean, quite naturally, if I had some kind of armor helmet, I would tell my daughter to put it on too, just to try to preserve her life, you all. But like I said, this was a 15-year-old child, and how could she not be afraid? How could she have not been afraid, you all? It said, but Wednesday, Ditka said that in 39 seconds, the video posted on social media, that the evidence suggested that the 15-year-old girl was a participant in the shooting, or deputies. It said Ditka did not provide further details when she allegedly fired at the deputies. Because perhaps she fired 20 miles up the road. We don't know. But it was one gun in there. She did not have no gun. Her daddy had the gun, and that's how it ended, you all. Like I said, she was running for her life. She was absolutely running for freedom, you all. Like I said, it was not her fault at all that she was in this situation. She was a child, you all. Like I said, a child and an innocent bystander. It said one other deputy was injured by sharpener during the firefight, Ditka said, you all. Let me go straight off into the video. But like I said, man, this was so sad, man. Because like I said, she should have definitely lived, you all. She should not have been on the side of this road, with her father. Yep.
We begin with that breaking news near Hesperia, a deadly end to the desperate search for a murder suspect and his 15-year-old daughter, we should say. Investigators say both were killed in firefight with deputies.
Inland Empire Bureau Chief Ron McMillan live in Hesperia with new details in the past. What a horrible end to this story. Rob?
That's right. Well, the sheriff just wrapped up a news conference in which he described a rolling gun battle between the suspect, Anthony Graziano, and sheriff's deputies. A gun battle that covered several miles of highway up here in the desert. But what is still unclear is whether the 15-year-old girl who was considered a victim during the Amber Alert might also have been shooting at police. The Amber Alert came to a dramatic and deadly conclusion on the 15 freeway in Hesperia this morning, with a massive exchange of gunfire. An eyewitness shot this video from on top of a nearby overpass where deputies had stopped all traffic near the Main Street exit. Just up ahead, the suspect's truck, now riddled bullet holes, the front and side windows shot out. There was gunshots, and all of a sudden, we noticed there, 8 cops shooting down. Everybody down, everybody on the floor. It all started in a Fontana neighborhood around 7:30 Monday morning when Graziano was suspected of shooting his wife, killing her, and taking off with his daughter, 15-year-old Savannah Graziano. An Amber Alert was issued, and then earlier today, someone called 911 to report seeing a vehicle matching the description of the suspect's white truck southbound on the 15 freeway near Barstow.
As the deputies arrive, they encounter the suspect vehicle. A pursuit ensues, and as a result of that pursuit, the suspect immediately starts firing at our deputies, putting several rounds through the windshield of the patrol unit.
The pursuit came to an end with the suspect vehicle going off the road.
At which time a subject exits the passenger side of the vehicle wearing tactical gear. That subject starts to run towards sheriff's deputies, and during the gunfire goes down.
That passenger is believed to be 15-year-old Savannah Graziano, who was pronounced dead this morning. Anthony Graziano was also killed, even though the only weapon found in the truck was with him. Detectives say it's possible he wasn't the only one firing.
There may be some information that the passenger was involved in firing back at the deputies, and we're still trying
Man, I don't believe that, man. You know, I watched the dude get shot 60 times, man, and then I don't know what they doing to them videos, man, but they doing a lot of edit work, you know, and I don't absolutely believe this, man, instead of them just saying we made a mistake. You know, they always try to blame it on somebody else, man, or blame it on something else. You know, like I said, they failed to even try to get the girl, man. You know, that was the main concern, you know, besides apprehending him. You know, we need to make sure that the girl was safe first before they fired any shot, you know. Like I said, before they fired any shot, you all, because you do not put the life of these children at risk, you all. They have robots that they can drive up there, all kind of robots, man. They got the robots with the wheels, robots with the arm and tank legs. I mean, there's so many ways they could neutralize this situation, you all, besides taking the life of this child as well, trying to get this one man. Like they got, we got free shots. We can go and get off now, y'all. You know, some of this nature, you are. Like I said, man, this no value for life, man. Not just human life, but the lives of people. So, man, like I said, they place a lot of people at risk just shooting across in different directions, man. There was other people that could possibly been hit as well, you all. They did not neutralize this at all. Yeah, exactly. Jubina was a baby, bro. So I just wanted to come in tonight, at least on her behalf, you all. This was, I had been mentioning this to you all for at least a day and a half, but this was the one that I wanted to get out, you all. And then I seen the thing with, you know, this father had leading his own son to rob PNB, you all. So that was kind of a hurting thing to me too, because, you know, he used his own son to commit a crime, you all. Like I said, man, and that's also very sad, you know, for somebody, like I said, to you, instead of going in there and do it themselves, which is, you know, not encouraging nobody to commit no robbers or jack or hurt anybody. I can't stand a jacker. I said I can't stand a jacker, because he ought to be to get out there and make something happen just like the next man, you are. And these are one of the things that kind of fueled me to actually do that, you are. But I've been wanting to come on and give condolences to little Savannah and, like I said, her family, man, her brother, man, because that's all that he got left, man, you know. And I think the city should absolutely look out for him, reward him, and be looking out for this little kid, man. This whole family was taken out. It's just him left. You know, prayerfully, he got some good grandparents, you all, that can come in and pick up where his parents left off. Because, like I said, he is going to be absolutely traumatized. His father, you know, killed his mother. The police killed his dad and his mama, you all, pretty much in the same day. Like I said, this is very heartbreaking for a child. When he went to bed last night, having two parents and a sister, now he waking up the next day and everybody gone, you all. So, like I said, condolences to the little man too. I'm not sure what his name is, you all, but I'm pretty sure that he also had the Grisano last name. Like I said, I didn't want to tag you. Yeah, man, them jackets can be fun if you see them first. Yeah, straight up. If you see them coming, yeah, they can be fun because you done got the upper hand on them. Yeah, I would definitely let one of them have it too. I definitely would, man. God forgive me. You know, man, it's a hard thing, man. Like I said, it's a hard thing, and it's very hard to see this little girl lose her life in this manner, you all. I didn't want to tear too long on this one. Maybe I can, it's still a little early, y'all. Maybe I can get one more in. God first, Christ gang, peace. If not, I see y'all Friday. Peace. One Lord. All right, Carl, you Bean. Peace.